Stands for Neon Night in Neville Arena. We're all ready for a showcase of Friday night gymnastics as the 12th-ranked Auburn Tigers host the 9th-ranked Oregon State Beavers. I'm Bart Connor, along with fellow Olympian Bridget Sloan. These two teams are both led by some really impressive all-arounders.
Absolutely, Bart. Caitlin Chico Jong for Auburn. This is an athlete who has just stepped into the lineup and looks like she's been there the whole time. She's just a steady athlete. Not only is she doing great gymnastics, but she's putting up big scores. She's not afraid to do difficult elements, and she's doing amazing so far. Putting up a 39.475 all around, the second highest in NCAA by a freshman.
And of course, Oregon State is led by triple Olympic medalist Jade Carey.
Jade Carey is someone that has competed on every single level of gymnastics possible. She competed at the Olympics, is back for Oregon State in that senior season. This is just an impressive athlete. She has so many tricks. She has so many elements that she can do. She is really just someone that I love to watch, putting up a 39.8 all around, the highest in the NCAA this season.
And welcome inside Neville Arena. I'm Bart Connor, along with my fellow Olympian Bridget Sloan. And Bridget, it's just a fun place to compete. Neville Arena, there's so much energy in here. So what can we expect tonight from these two very evenly matched teams?
A battle. It truly is going to be a battle. These teams, they want to win, but it's going to come down to the last event, to the last skill, and who's going to stick it.
So we've seen Jade Carey over the years, and she's had an amazing career as an elite athlete and in college. Last year, her last perfect 10 was on the floor at the NCAA Regional Championships. It was a highlight.
What a perfect time to get a perfect 10, Bart. Last year at regionals. I expect to see a couple perfect 10s this season from her. She is just, again, outstanding, just a cool, calm competitor. And again, that was her 12th career 10-0 last year at regionals.
There is Jade Carey. She has earned what's known as the Gym Slam. She scored perfect 10s on all 4 of the events. You see her current NCAA rank, #1 in the all-around right now in the country, and #1 on the balance beam, which is where we will see Oregon State in the 4th and final rotation. Let's remind the viewers that the meet format in this dual meet competition, each team puts up 6 gymnasts per team in each event. You count just the best 5 out of those 6 scores towards the team total. After all 4 apparatus, the team with the highest cumulative team score wins. Now the home team does what we call the Olympic order. That means they start on vault and they finish on floor. The away team starts on bars and will have to finish on beam. Jeff Graba is in his 15th season here at Auburn, has just done a superb job, not only building a program with high-quality gymnasts who are not only great athletes, but of course great with community service, but he's also built a huge fan base. I mean, I've been here some nights in Neville Arena where there's 4 deep in the standing room only. Tanya Champlin is in her 28th season at Oregon State, the former UCLA Bruin, 6-time conference coach of the year. Their best finish in the NCAAs was 6th back in 2019. It's a busy weekend here in Auburn. Neville Arena will be packed again tomorrow because game day is going to be here all day long. We have basketball, the #1 team in the country, playing here tomorrow afternoon. They'll be taking on Tennessee. College game day has rolled into town. It's a snowy week here in Auburn. School was out for a couple of days because of a really unseasonable snowstorm here. It's pretty cold here, Bridget, isn't it?
It is a little chilly.
I know you live in Orlando. You're not used to this, are you?
No.
All right, so we're just about set to go. The final touch warm-ups for all the athletes. Here is our lineup. Auburn, as the home team, will open up on vault. That will be led off with Julianne Huff, and we'll go back and forth between these two teams. Savannah Miller will be the first up on the bars for Oregon State.
All right, friends, let's get started with tonight's competition.
Here is the sophomore from Hoover, Alabama.
Let's hear it for Julianne
SEC and SEC freshman team last year. Her season high score so far is a 9.8. Auburn is in its 4th meet this season.
And this is big. Bart starting off this vault lineup for them. Big 10-0 start value, but unfortunately she took a pretty significant step. That was, again, 10-0 start value. She actually wasn't in the vault lineup last week, so putting her in this week, trying to get that experience.
First competitor on the bars for Oregon State will be Savannah Miller. She's the junior from Waterford, Michigan. You should see her as well as a leadoff performer, not only on bars, but on the floor tonight. She'll do 2 of the 4 events. Michael Chapman is the associate head coach who is the husband of Tanya, and he is standing under the bars to spot.
So far, very nice job for that slight leg separation on that pack salto down to the low bar. Oregon State hoping to have a clean start for this bar lineup. And just the dismount for Savannah, double layout. Tiny hop backwards, ultimately a clean routine, but just minor details that we need to clean up that leg separation. But again, a nice solid start for Oregon.
We talked about these 2 teams both in the top 12 in team rankings in the NCAA, the Road to Nationals rankings. You can see their various rankings. Oregon State, their highest ranked event is the beam, and Auburn's highest ranked event is the beam as well. Sophia Bell, after Julianne Huff led them off with a 9.75. This could be a big vault. You were impressed with her warm-up, Bridget.
Bart, Sophia has got power. This is another 10-0 start value.
Oh my!
And a huge step forward. She is a freshman just coming in again into this lineup. Would love to see her. She's going to learn to control that landing, and that is going to be a big score. But take a look right here at the height. But watch her shoulders. They don't stop. So when the athletes land, they want their shoulders to stop, ensuring that stick. Unfortunately, that movement she had and that power just kept her moving forward, taking that large step.
Coach Jeff Grava told us earlier this week, sometimes she gets so excited she just jumps out of the building. We almost saw that there. All right, Natalie Bionis, the senior from Arizona, will be up next for Oregon State on the bars. Gymnastics enthusiasts might know that last name. Her brother Brandon was on the Stanford men's team and a strong member of the national team. What were the judges looking for in this event, Bridget?
Ultimately, they're looking for that handstand right in that vertical position. The release moves, you're going to see single bar release moves from the high to low, and then the dismount. They want to see the stuck dismounts, but ultimately, these judges are looking for deductions. The goal is to make sure that they don't see it. Very nice pack salto down the low bar. Those legs glued together.
She competed in bars in every meet last year for Oregon State.
Just the dismount coming after Savannah's 9.7. Nice double layout, just a little hop forward, but a lot of clean gymnastics that we just saw.
What did you like about the dismount, double layout?
I love a good double layout, and this one especially, you see those hips, they stay open as long as possible, not any of the pike down, just a really clean dismount.
She looks relieved to get that one under her belt. Sydney Shoemaker, the senior from Saratoga Springs, New York, will be up next. Sophia Bell with that landing 9.675. So Auburn, the home team, hasn't even broken into the 9.8s yet, but it's going to get better.
Sydney, she has a top 1.5. Nice job not seeing those stuck landings that it's ultimately going to come down to in this competition. Watch her block off the table. Would love to see her get a little more block off the table. She has great distance from the vault. Keeps those legs together. Nice and clean, but would love to see her stick that.
we've got a big Monday women's basketball matchup as number 2 South Carolina heads to Knoxville to take on number 17 Tennessee. Catch all the action at 7 Eastern right here on ESPN2. So the scores for Oregon State on bars are 9-7 for Savannah Miller, Natalia Briones 9-7-5. Here is Taylor DeVries, the sophomore from Illinois.
Maloney right down to the low bar. Taylor had a 9.85 last week. Let's see if she can break Oregon into the 9.8. I think she will. That was a really nice clean routine, but she stuck the dismount. That is the last thing the judges see, and when you stick it, it just helps.
Great technique and action on this tap.
I mean, this is an aggressive bar swinger. Bart, that was actually, she kind of was off the bar a little early. Would love to see her get a little more height, but nice stick.
She gets the stick chainsaw, which is a tradition, of course, at Oregon State. Here is Sarah Hubbard, the senior from Arizona now. Shoemaker had 9.775.
Another Yurchenko, 1.5. Auburn showcasing that they have power in these vaults, but really controlling the landing. It's going to come later in the season. Sarah, nice job off the vault. Just a hop forward.
Sarah from a really prolific athletic family. Her dad, Bobby, was a gymnast at Minnesota. Cousin Sam Hubbard, defensive end for the Bengals. And of course, cousin Gary Hall Jr., 10-time Olympic medalist in swimming. And unusual that she actually chews gum while she's doing gymnastics and vaulting of all things, Bridget.
That is impressive, Bart. That is...
Coach Graven told us apparently it helps her relax.
I believe that. A little minty freshness.
Jennifer McMillan will be next to go. Taylor DeVries before her had a 9.8. So that is their first score into the 9.8 range. Sarah Hubbard's score over on vault looks like it's a 9.825. There are 2 judges at this dual meet competition. The 2 judges average their scores. It's a little bit different than postseason where there are 4 and sometimes even 6 judges that factor in the final score. Here's McMillan.
Jennifer, she's got a combination, Maloney, and then she's going to do a fail to handstand. Beautiful job. You see those legs just glued together. Nice job on that handstand. Jennifer had a 9.85 last weekend. Little stumble on that dismount. Looked like she locked her legs out just a little too early. Ultimately, again, clean routine, but not seeing a lot of sticks on either side.
McMillan, one of the 3-team camp captains for Oregon State. Point out what the judges are looking for here in vault, Bridget.
On vault, the judges, the start value. We're going to see a lot of 9.95s, but they want to see that 10.0 start value, the execution. How high do they get off the vault, the distance from the vault, and then, of course, the landing. Always looking for that stuff landing.
Paige Zancan coming after Sarah Hubbard's team high so far over there, a 9.825. Zancan, the sophomore from Maryland.
Such a unique vault here.
Yeah. Now there's a landing.
That was excellent. Such a unique entry. She actually does a front handspring onto the board, front handspring onto the table, front pike off, blind landing. I watched her in warm-ups, and she really didn't get the amplitude off the vault, but man, when it's competition time, that was beautiful. And you see those legs glued together. This is a great angle here.
I think that's one of the best vaults she's ever done. And it's a unique style, obviously, hand-springing onto the vault board before the table. Would you ever try a vault like that?
I would not. I would not, Bart. That's a little out of my realm.
Okay. Back to the bars now. Sage Thompson, the senior from Utah. McMillan had a 9.75.
Nice single bar release of Ginger. Short on that cast handstand. Beautiful pack to the lower, just floats on down. Sage finishes. She has a double layout here. A really nice job. The biggest deduction in that routine was just that short cast handstand. Right now, Oregon State really wanting to break into the 9.8 after Taylor. Trying to put up those big scores, but right here, this last cast handstand, beautiful job. Right in that green, you see they have a 10-degree, they have a little buffer. But this dismount, just beautiful job. I think she actually let her arms out a little too quickly, had to take a little tiny side step.
Looking forward to seeing this young lady, Caitlin Jong. They call her Kiko, the freshman from Allen, Texas. One of the most exciting freshman all-arounders in the country.
And Kiko knows how to control her ball. Ooh. Bart, that is very uncharacteristic for her. Still has a smile. So we're going to take another look and just see kind of what happened. So this is a Yurchenko 1.5. She normally gets a huge block. She actually twisted just a little early, and you saw her arms open up. As soon as your arms open up, that means your rotation is stopping. Unfortunately, she opened up a little too early, ultimately causing her to take that step backwards in the under rotation.
She scored as high as 9.9 on the vault so far in her freshman season, but unlikely to score in that range today. Now, here is the other all-arounder in the competition, as we mentioned at the top of the show, three-time Olympic medalist, Jade Carey.
This is a very exciting routine right off the bat. This is a full twisting half salto. And right back up to the high bar, and her Van Leeuwen so far so good. She actually posted a 9.975 last week. And a huge dismount.
Oh, that was spectacular.
Bart, she has one of the best double layouts in NCAA, and that is a brand new dismount. Talking to her dad, Brian Carey, said she really wanted to do a double layout, and pretty sure she learned it in a day. I mean, this is just gorgeous. Look at her arms.
Carey needs a 9.975 for Oregon State to take the lead here after the first of 4 rotations. Coming up, top flight opponents. Welcome to Neville Arena. You're watching the SEC and the Gymnastics on ESPN.